And I'll tell you what, Flint is not being represented at all. The fact that you guys took these chairs out of here, that is voices that are silenced. Are you guys happy with yourselves? Yeah. You seem like it. Don't worry, day of reckoning is coming. Make sure you ask yourself, why do you feel the need for the police to be here, to protect you guys? Because you guys feel so threatened. Maybe because you're not listening to people who are sitting here crying on microphones, screaming up and down that they need help. You're begging you, and you guys don't care. That is very, very sad. And what I'm saying is, Liddell doesn't care, Judy doesn't care, and my chat doesn't care. All three of you guys have your heads down because you can't give us enough respect. Yesterday's incident was covered by Pfeiffer. He took control of that situation, and nothing would have happened if a raid of police officers unlawfully coming in here and trying to stop something that wasn't even there. We need to stop recruiting people.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. People have the right to speak. And I bet you you're out there towing cars with 4-hour limits that were posted on there that looks like they were just put up with a piece of paper. Oh, and then there's 30-minute limits over there. But we have no parking things to tell us when that is. But you got officers surrounded around here, huh? Yeah, we're a real threat, aren't we? Yeah, it seems like these people are really threatening. So you must be scared about something, and in order to be scared about something, it must be your actions. Maybe you should think about your actions before you keep going. You guys are throwing people out for coughing, sneezing, clapping. Did we really stoop this low? You know what I was taught? When they go low, we go higher. God is the highest we can go. So I'll be praying for all of you to do the right thing. God will take care of these people. Best believe that. Everybody better believe that. And if you don't fear God's wrath, well, then I'm sorry. And I'll continue to pray for you because you should. We can always go higher in the ranks too.
Thank you.
Being arrested for a mile. Freaking.
My name is Jeremy Brown. Like my parents, like my grandparents. Get this mic right. Fourth generation born here in Michigan. Just so happens to be yesterday was the anniversary of my murder. And I said murder. That's right. 5 years ago yesterday, I was hitting my hit and run. Ran over by a hit and run driver running the red light on my motorcycle. I was so bad that totally refused to take me. And your flight of meat, you would have to die 4 times. Stuck in a coma for a month, broke every bone in my body, had to have heart surgery and brain surgery. And nobody investigated nothing. Nothing. The person was caught. The person was detained. Never arrested. Never charged. And then when he got to court, Judge Hammond dismissed all the charges along with DA, David Layton. Dismissed all the charges except for, the person didn't have a driver's license. A legal driver's license. So that's what they were convicted of. Driving on a suspended, not running me over and killing me. But driving on a suspended license. Is that what this has come to? Is that where we're at? Murder?
There's no justice in this place.
What is no investigation. And of course, when I tried to speak out about it in front of Judge Hammond, I was told to sit down and shut up or go to jail. I'm speaking out about at my own court hearing on my own murder charge. I was threatened to be put in jail for speaking out about this not being justice. So tell me again. really did. It's just sad. It's just really sad. That's where this great city has come to. 4 generations, my family. 4 generations. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Madam Secretary, before you call the next public speaker, I do want to remind the residents, because I don't want that resident to think that 8 people sat up here and just didn't care about what he was talking about. We are not allowed to respond until council responds. Next
You don't then either.
Next speaker is Sandra Jobin.
Good evening. Hopefully you guys can hear me back there, somewhere down there.
They took the box.
But obviously some people are afraid
So
of what's
it's a
happening. It's a sad day when they start to have to pay for the crimes that they've committed throughout the years. I stood here 3 years ago, and around here in Flint, whether it was commissioners, exactly responsible. I am a Burton resident, originally from Davison, so they call me the outsider. Well, this outsider is now paying for part of the Flint water crisis. I just got the headline of that news on Sunday. I was down at the protest. I saw the brutality. It was a total setup. Now you guys can see how a peaceful protest turned into a freaking violence. There's a setup, and I feel sorry for the police officers that have to, that are doing this, that feel that they have to do this. I'm sick and tired
Damn
of
it.
hearing it's my job. I got
Luke got on that
thing. Okay, whatever. Because the point of this is I went through this before too. They were threatening to give us that stupid shot that's now killing everyone. Everybody was finding it. Cancer, heart disease, brain tumors, you name it. And I wouldn't do it. I have a child that is disabled. I have better things to do than to stand here and try to tell people that the corruption is happening here in Flint.
Right there in that chair.
Judy, I'm disgusted by you. You call yourself a Republican, and I'm telling you, there's a difference between Republican and Republican.
Thank you.
I gotta take this off.
You are
Yep.
Okay.
It's just a magnet mount. The other half of it's inside my shirt.
Yeah, now look up at me. Well, I'm not sure that you're legally
Is there any way
supposed
you want me to
sit in that
save this?
seat because I believe it's too
Is it
much
on right now?
time
Yeah.
of
Alright, do you want me to
years
stop? Is there a way I gotta
for
save
you
it
to
to stop?
buy. I'm not sure exactly how that's gonna go down.
I just don't want the battery to die in there or anything.
And that is, she has a background of criminal society, sociology. So is she playing both sides, or is she, I'm not really sure on that one. And then you turn around and take a grant and take your name off the presidency and give it to your best friend, supposedly when you're in jail. These guys are just corrupt from the word go. I could go on the list and on and on and on, because you know what? I'm up pretty much 20 hours a day. So I have nothing better to do than to research.
What's your last name, boss?
You corrupt.
So Leon, where's Leon? You guys are supposed to be making a major vote here, and he's not here?
Thank you. Next public speaker, Madam Secretary. Next speaker is our
Let me start off by saying, Candace, you can't stop me from standing up here and not speaking. I can stand here in silence, protest.
You got a middle name?
Not knowing anything. There's nothing that you can do about it, but I'm gonna speak though.
Alright, what's your date of birth? What's your date of birth?
I brought him down here. His son was shot 10 times in the back by the state troopers.
Nothing. Not
And your
nothing.
height?
Long live Rayvon.
Crystal Cooper, you remember him? The shirt that I have on right now. Let's talk about Mayor Neely saying that it's political suicide not to go after the 2 firemen who gave her all clear and they died.
And what's your current address?
Memorial Day of 2023. Yesterday was the anniversary of one of them passing away. My issue here is what happened Monday. Chief Green said that
I'll leave it in here.
And
where were you born at?
Past Monday.
No, I'm just trying to be
You can watch that on video, moving around and moving, trying to give out
I'm trying to read your
his
mail.
shot of what he's saying, turned around and shot his finger and then grabbed it. Everything was okay. The little lady was going out in the hallway. Liddell, let me tell you something, Moose. You screaming that we interfering with the police. Sergeant Spann and Sergeant Jones asked me to help them get her out of here, so that it wouldn't be any melee, any chaos. See, y'all don't like to play with the police, but you have people that don't give a damn about what happens if they're doing right. I was in the military, and we used to train to fight Russia. And we dealt with dictators and learned about you. And that's what y'all are in the school and especially Millie. Millie is a dictator. Don't pass that budget. Y'all coming up here talking, especially on budget. Y'all coming up here trying to pump fear. But remember Mike Glasgow cared about his family more than he cared about 98,000 people when he signed that order to let us go on Flint.
Yeah, there's a possible follow-up question. There that you guys are complaining over Flint City Council. To call up for one here in a minute for you.
Hello,
dude. What up? How about you?
They started telling on the thievery that's going on down in the mayor's office. They know what's going on down there. That's just like all these pastors running around speaking with their congregation.
Thank
They
you.
know what's going
Thank
on.
you. Your time is up. Next public speaker, Madam Secretary.
If you're good for 2 seconds, I'll step out.
Next
Like,
public
first.
speaker.
Is this all his?
This, everything here, and the cash and bridge card is his.
So this is?
Yep.
You know this?
Yep.
Alright.
Alright, I'll be right out here.
City Council, number one job is the budgetary process. That's their number one ultimate job, is to pass the budget and do the numbers and checks and balances. And they have a whole year to put this together.
Gotcha.
A whole year. Unfortunately,
understand.
we at this point where we are now. And this is an embarrassment. And my thing is, I don't think there's a lot of city councils up here that know how to put a budget together. There's probably two, Jerry and probably Dennis, that I know that probably can put a budget together. But the unfortunate thing, and I'm not throwing any slice at any of you guys, because that's not my position to do that. My goal is to represent.
So the driver's license is in this wallet somewhere?
And most importantly, the whole city, to make sure our people are educated. But you guys have never come up with a budget to counteract the budget that you make. When I was in office, we used to conduct budget when we didn't like the mayor budget. And we would have a meeting as a whole with the mayor and figure out what budget is we gonna pass. But you guys has not put a budget out to counteract his budget. And if his budget is $4 million in deficit, then no, it shouldn't be passed. But this is what they're not telling people. And I'm not bagging this budget that we have. I'm not bagging that budget.
I got the complaint for you. This is still running.
The budget
His body cam that he has.
Okay.
It's a balanced
He said
budget
leave it
because
alone.
they're using the fund
And then,
balance, which is a
the
reserve. Every
And his
municipality does
magnet
that.
piece is still in his shirt.
But
so-
the difference is in this budget, is it's utilizing money that it shouldn't be utilizing because a lot of the services that they're trying to pay for don't make sense.
Tell him.
So that is the information that is not being given to you guys. So if that budget has items in it that shouldn't be utilized, then council should feel compelled to do a budget. And some of the mayors come to the meeting and utilize both.
Alrighty, thank you.
Mr. Rush, are you married?
But this council, and that makes everybody accountable. not just 4, but 8. All of them should be held accountable because this is their most important job. And if you cannot conduct your most important job, you shouldn't be in the position that you're in. But they spend hours campaigning, throwing each other under the bus. So when you're throwing each other under the bus and you're arguing, you're quibbling, either you're trying to make sure that person don't get elected, or you're trying to make sure that you stay elected. But it's still campaign. It's still campaign.
He was on that council.
And I was the only one that tried to stop them from going to the Flint River. So my point I'm trying to say is that you guys should be doing your
Next
budget.
public speaker, Madam Secretary.
Next speaker is Winters.
Did you serve in the military?
Good evening, Council. My name is Winters Hall, and I'm a resident of the 6th Ward. First of all, I want to thank the people today because today was a victory for the people. The people had a press conference.
Nobody's there to watch.
I want to thank Councilwoman Tanya Burns and Councilman Bill Spock
Somebody
for
take
coming
care
to
of
stand
finances while you're here.
because that's
If
who our
needed.
residents. I want to thank Mayor Karen Weaver for coming. I want to thank Little Miss Flint. I want to thank the brother, the minister, Javon, from the nation of Israel. I would like to thank the concerned pastors. But unfortunately, they're not here. I thought it was an honor to stand with Sister Claire Clinton down there today. I also thank Brother Art Woodson. I thank Baby Doll for driving from Detroit. I thank Sister Toledo. As you can see, I'm naming a variety of people because it's about the people. And that's what we forgot. And I'm standing here holding the hand of Miss Gwen Walker, the other senior that was pulled out of her car Sunday and handcuffed for no reason. No reason, a ticketable offense. But she was pulled out of her car. See, a lot of the seniors were driving because they couldn't walk from here way over to Dayton Street. It was peaceful. But it became personal.
Everybody is watching my back. I'm not even worried about it, but thank you.
And then for her to
Everybody
tell
is
me her
making sure that
70
I
plus
am
years
good,
of
nothing
life,
else.
that's the first time she
But
ever
I'm
was
just
spread
mad that I
out
wasn't able to get my
across
name in the box so I could speak.
in Flint, the city that she grew up in. This is how her city treats her, the seniors. Wasn't Hasselbring enough? Wasn't Hasselbring enough? But no, this is what we keep doing. But we got to organize. And organization, whether you know it or not, it started today with the people. Delegate Sandy was right. It was a setup because the mayor and his minions spent most of their morning on the phone trying to stop the peaceful press conference by telling people that it was a protest that was going to be held outside of the line of City Hall trying to deter people. But it didn't work because the people still came. People are tired. And like the minister said, no justice, no peace. Flint,
Thank you. Next
and we say
Let's
go.
Next speaker is Pat.
Hello, good evening. I am just going to take a little step back for a second because I want to take a step back for a second because we're focusing on today. But if we look back for a second, I think more things will be clearer. So I want to speak as fast as I can. So this is the City of Flint announcement for Mr. Philip Moore, named City Chief Financial Officer. Moore comes to the City of Flint from the Pontiac General Employees Retirement System, where he served as finance officer, managing over $500 million in assets. Prior to that, he served the City of Alma for 26 years as the finance director and assistant city manager, and then as the city manager. So I have one question about that came from the mayor saying that. And so I just wanted to back up for just a minute because I thought it would be important to find out, after 26 years, why didn't he retire? Did the mayor fail to tell you that he resigned Alma because the commissioner forced him to? So of Alma City, he was 26 years this chief financial officer who, excuse me, so who the chief, Kendra Overlaw, filed a lawsuit against the city as well as the former Alma official Philip Moore for discrimination. The lawsuit alleges several instances of discrimination by those within the police department and the city government, compensation for the lost wages, benefits, and more were being sought for the city of violating the Equal Pay Act. See, he was sexist, and most of you are female. Maybe that's why you can't get your answers from him. But when he resigned from Alma, the comments from the citizens of Alma had said, "We're so glad to see him go because he's nothing but a yes man." And Mayor Neely was more than happy to pull him on. So, you know, when he went over to the pensions in Pontiac was after that had happened for just a short stint. So I just wanted to bring that up for a moment because I just thought it was important to make notice that Mayor Neely had no problem with him being sexist and not giving this officer, and see there's officers in here, giving them their fair and correct wages and not letting her drive a vehicle.
Thank you. Next public speaker, Madam Secretary.
Next speaker is Egypt Irvin. Egypt Irvin.
Did you say Egypt Irvin?
She stepped out, you guys, to the ladies' room.
Next public speaker, Madam Secretary.
Next speaker is James Clark.
Hello, Council. I'm here today with Faith Foundation Resources. I'm here to support summer jobs for our students who need these jobs to help us grow as a community and help support our youth. That's mostly all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Next public speaker, Madam Secretary.
Next speaker is Reginald Mitchell. Reginald Mitchell.
Reginald Mitchell. Next public speaker, Madam Secretary.
Next speaker is Shania Wilson. Shania Wilson. Next speaker is Kens White. Kens White.
You said Kens White. Next public speaker, Madam Secretary.
Next speaker, Albert Jr.
What up, fam? I'm doing this from the road, dog. That's how I do it. I do it.
Next Next speaker is Bianca.
This how you want your people? It's not legal, huh?
Sir, that is your first warning.
This how you want your people,
Sir,
huh?
that is your second warning. You are removed from this meeting. Next speaker is Elena Smith.
Not y'all, your ass.
Elena Smith.
Oh, Hey, Lena. Get him.
Crazy how you guys are kicking people out for having their peace. Anyways, what, you two gonna sit over there and giggle and talk under the table again? Just wondering. Just a question. Yes, on Monday actually, it wasn't yesterday. I was sitting up front up here when this lovely lady, got her first warning. Not her second, her first warning. And after her first warning, she sat back down after finishing what she had to say. And then the one officer, right there, came over and was bending over and calling her baby and touching on my leg, standing in front of me.
In their personal space.
In my personal space.
She's 14.
And I asked him to sit back a couple times and he didn't answer.
I will press
and
charges.
did not listen.
Point of order.
I promise.
He's yelling out.
Get your dad.
That's her father. That's her father. That's her father.
He can yell out all my time if he wants to. That's my man right there. That's my man. That's my uncle. He can call out on my turn if he wants to.
He cannot.
He can. And he can. And he can.
Okay.
This girl, a kid, she is ridiculous.
Crazy. I'm proud of you, baby. I could take your job in a few years. How much you want it back? Let's see. Quit playing. Anyways.
They wasn't gonna stop it.
As I continued, I was still sitting there, and I asked that officer to back up, and he would not. And then another officer came over and bent down and got in my face again to tell me to move to get this lovely lady out the way. But I'm gonna stand for my people and not move because they're my people.
Right there. We stand together.
And yes, I did watch you walk out that back door too. And that's how everybody knew you were the one that helped plan this.
Preach, baby.
It's crazy how all y'all, 1, 2, 3, 4, from what I know, are working together against what you're supposed to be doing instead of working with the people and getting this straight.
That's it. Being scolded by a 14-year-old.
That part.
Having, I don't even know how many, like 30 cops come in here, assaulting a couple of people, and you guys just sitting back and not having them stop or just letting them do what they did. Y'all just sat there and let them do it. And I see the video of Dennis online who tried to get them to stop, and you guys let them continue.